I spent 80,000 yen on Pokemon cards again from Japan, and unfortunately, this time around, unlike the last time where we got a bunch of awesome mint cards that graded 10, this time around I got shellacked. Let's jump in and take a look at the cards. Alright guys, like I do with every video, we're going to take a look at the rejects, and then we're going to take a look at the mint enough to grade cards. Move these off to the side here for a bit while we take a look at these very unfortunate souls. So I decided I was going to dive a little bit into the X and Y full art era. This is like the legendary, the shiny legendary mystical collection or something like that. I really like these full arts. They're really beautiful. I got some in the graded pile, some that were rejected. And you can see that obviously this top corner is pretty chewed and this bottom corner is completely scuffed. So that is why this one made it into the reject pile. It's possible that it could still pull like an 8 or something, but it's probably better just to sell it raw. I would assume that I'd be selling it pretty close to what I paid plus the grading amount if it got an 8. So might as well just sell it raw and recoup as much money back as possible. We have this Swampert here. This Swampert, again, most of this stuff is just going to have it's either going to have a dent or it's going to have significant enough whitening that I feel like you'll probably pull something like an 8. Given my past experiences. But there's a lot of cards in my last submission that I would have thought would have pulled an 8 and somehow they pulled a 10. So at some point, I don't really know anymore, but if it has a pretty significant dent or a dent really at all on the back, it's just going to be put into the sell to a binder collector pile. So we have this RK9, and all of these cards look mint in the pictures. That's the scariest thing about buying from buyee is a lot of these cards looks really good in the pictures, and then you get them in and it's like, wow, there's actually a lot more whitening on that than you know, it looked mint in the pictures. Why is there so much whitening? And you go back and you look and it's like, well, there's like this really weird thing kind of happening on the edge, and then it's like, okay, I can kind of see it now. But it's tough to catch all of this sometimes in the photos. That's why typically, like, if I do really well, it's like a 70-30, like 70 gradable, 30 not. This one was more like a 50-50, which was really unfortunate. And I did it on live stream and I was basically crying the entire time. But yeah, a lot of these going for the diamond and pearl hollows again. I just really like these, and I still kind of think like I can get this hollow for under, you know, 15 bucks. That seems kind of crazy to me. So, and they grade pretty well if you can get decent copies, which I failed to do. Then we have some EX era thrown in here as well. I just really like all these Pokemon. I really like all these artworks. I just think they're very nice. Armaldo, this is a Mitsuhiro Rita. I just really like this artwork. That's why I picked this one up. Armaldo is not a super popular character, but I just really like how that card looks. We have this Tyranitar. This is actually a kick in the balls because I just bought like 70 more singles from this particular era, and getting this in and only going 50-50, it makes me really scared for when those cards come in, whether or not those cards are going to be gradable or not. All of them, just watching my profit margin disappear in front of me. Now we got the gradables. I'm really happy with which cards showed up in gradable condition. So obviously we had a bunch of amazing cards that hit the reject pile, but we got a lot of cards that I've never graded before and a lot of cards that I've been looking for a little while that showed up gradable, which is awesome. So we have the Arceus from that legendary shiny collection thing. Beautiful card. We have the Shaman, and we have the Jirachi. The Shaman and the Jirachi, I think, have some whitening, so I'm a little bit on the fence about grading those, but there aren't any dents, so a little bit of whitening, no dents. I'm going to send them in, see if we can pull a 9. We got this Lugia as a little off-center, but this is one I've been looking for a long time, and other than the centering, it's really mint, so probably a 9 on this because of the centering, but who knows? Sometimes you just get lucky. We got this awesome Mewtwo. It's unlimited, and I think there's a swirl in there somewhere. It's hard to see because the hollow pattern is so dark, but this is one I've been looking for as well as the Mew. Now, I really like this Mew because it's going to be hard to see in the sleeve, but there's a bunch of, it's not a swirl, but there's a bunch of hollow pattern action happening here. There's a swirl just above this ear. It almost makes him look like Mickey Mouse, which is kind of hilarious to me. But I've been looking for this one for a while. I think that's just a beautiful artwork. Gengar. Gengar's got a little bit of whitening, but I feel like we might still be able to pull the 10. It's unlimited, which is pretty awesome, and I just love this Gengar artwork. We got another Rayquaza. I have a PSA 10 of this right now for sale on eBay if you're interested, but this one was very mint as well, hoping to get another 10 for this Rayquaza. The Ho-Oh, we got the Lugia and the Ho-Oh from the Secret Wonders? Is that what this set is? Secret of the Lakes? I don't know, one of the two. But this Ho-Oh is super cool, and it was pretty minty, so I was pretty happy about that. Venusaur, very mint Venusaur with a nice little swirl on the top left. Happy about that one. I think the Venusaur... Actually, I don't think I have a graded copy of this Venusaur yet, so that's pretty good. The other Entei I sent in got a 9, so I'm hoping this one gets a 10. Super minty. Another minty Giratina. I have a 10 of this, I think, for sale, possibly. We got Garchomp. This one looked really nice. Super awesome swirl up in the top right. And we got a couple of these Agrons. One of them came in a lot that was really cheap and kind of just like a bonus card, and one of them I bought on its own. Really like the artwork though. It's super cool that you get that little slash animation. It's pretty sick. This Blastoise looks really mint. I haven't had a Blastoise grade higher than an 8.5, I think is what I have right now. So I'm hoping that this one can get a 9 or a 10. I really like this Blastoise. It's really cool. Obviously, I've been saying I really like these cards. I just really like the cards that I buy. I'm not going to buy things that I don't like, Pokemon that I don't like. I make a lot of these videos. I open a lot of packages. I wanna look at the cards and enjoy what I'm looking at, So I buy cards that look really nice. This one was super minty. It's a little off center, but I'm really happy to get a minty version of this. I think I have a PSA 10 of this right now, but it would be really cool to get a second one, obviously. We got Celebi. This is one that I haven't been able to find in kind of minty condition up until this point, but we found one, and it's in pretty minty condition, so I was pretty happy about that. Swampert fills that kind of box on the checklist as well. Haven't pulled this Swampert yet, or haven't bought this Swampert yet in mint condition, but we got one. This Raichu is super mint. Very happy about this. You can tell that I point out a lot of and this is unlimited, because kind of the hypothesis is that the unlimited cards are a little more rare in some cases than the first edition cards. It really depends on the set, depends on where in the era and stuff, but it's one of those things that's I'll buy the card if it's mint, doesn't matter if it's first edition or unlimited, because I feel like most people, that's a very niche thing. Most people are going to look at it and be like, oh, it's first edition. That immediately means that it's more rare and that it should cost more. I have had lots of questions on people sending me offers on eBay like, oh, would you go lower on this card because it's unlimited and it's like a Japanese Heart Gold Soul Silver card or something like that, and I'm just like, no. But it just shows not everyone out there understands the difference in Japanese with the first edition unlimited, and who knows if that will ever kind of catch on in that way or not. I love this Dialga. I think this is Arita once again, but I love the background on this. Is super colorful, and then the real dynamic pose just looks really nice. Another one of these Typhlosions. I think I have a PSA 10 of this right now. One of my favorite Typhlosion artworks, hands down. Very, very cool. We have a Riolu that came with one of our Lucarios. Really minty. The Lucarios, unfortunately, were rejections, but this one's really minty. We have the most beautiful Ninetales card artwork out there. It's got a nice swirl on the left, and it's super mint, so very excited about that one. And last but not least, this came in my previous submission, but I don't think I highlighted it. But I looked this card up, and it actually goes for quite a lot in a PSA 10. And this one is super minty and super centered. So I actually added it to my submission here, or my lot of graded cards, and we're going to see kind of how it goes. All right, guys, that was a review of my recent purchase from Japan. Like I said, I ordered 70 more singles. I'm waiting for them all to get into buyee so that I can group them all together and ship them out, but that should be coming hopefully in the next few weeks. We'll go over that possibly on stream. I'm trying to think if I want to just cry on stream for 2 to 3 hours again like I did last time, but I might open them and then just do a recap video like this, but we might stream it as well. It's fun to stream it and talk to people while I'm opening packages. Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be crazy, and thank you for watching this review of my recent purchase that kind of went awry, but it was still fun to do.